you guys in the city make sure that the city council is responsible and has transparency. So I'm going to hand it over to her. She's a wonderful woman, and give it up for Laurie Guillen.
Thank you, everybody. But first of all, the applause should be for yourselves, because the reason why I'm doing this today is because it's about the community coalition that came together to fight for Paramount for just some basic things like clean air. A couple weeks ago, actually it's been a couple months, but it was November 9th, we went to a town hall meeting, and at that town hall meeting, we found out that we were living in substandard conditions. We are breathing in chromium-6, and we were insulted to the core when we found out what our living conditions were. Chromium-6 is a known cancer-causing toxin. As many of you know, there's a lot of things that people say, this could cause cancer, that could cause cancer, but we know for certain that chromium-6 is a cancer-causing toxin. For those of you who don't know me, let me just say this. My roots run deep in Paramount. I am a descendant of Guadalupe and Cruz Guillen, who were here since 1933. And when I say that I was outraged and offended to the core, I've been a police officer for 30 years, and there's not many things that offend me. But when I found out about the air, our water, possibly our soil, it offended me to the point where I knew I had to do something. This wasn't on my 2017 agenda to run for city council, but it was thrown into my lap when our coalition got together. And since November 9th, we've protested, we've gone to AQMD meetings, we've testified at board hearings to shut down 2 facilities that were spewing out toxins into the air. So we have been busy nonstop. So before I forget, I want to thank a few people. Obviously, all of you for attending today to give me your support, because I need your support. This is a tough road. We are being challenged from day one when they knew we were running. You've seen signs, they've gone door to door trying to say why not to vote for me. Let me tell you about this. I am running a grassroots effort here, and if you have $25 or $10, pitch in, because I'm running against big metal companies. Carlton Forge, Paramount Petroleum, they're supporting the incumbents and giving them money by the thousands. So whatever you can do, help a sister out. That's all I'm saying, because I'm running a grassroots effort here. But back to my thanks, all of you. But I couldn't do this without my 2 cousins, Magdalena, Ramona, my cousin Bridget. That's 3. I know I said 2. Actually, all of my cousins, but specifically Bridget, Ramona, and Mags. We've been up every night till 1 o'clock in the morning, and honestly, sometimes I think, are these girls never going to go home? I'm tired. But they have just been pushing and pushing and pushing, and I couldn't do it without them. And just a little note on that. They've always been my cousins, obviously, but we've been estranged because everybody's been running their own lives. But one thing I learned is that we have a common denominator, and our roots are the same, because whatever kept us apart in the past, this cause for Paramount has brought us so close together. And I'm hoping that the community can rally behind how passionate we are to do this for our community. Let me just make sure I touched on everything else I wanted to touch on. My commitment is to work hard, and for those of you that don't know me on a personal level, let me assure you, I'm a fighter. There's nothing that scares me. Well, there are a few things that scare me. Chromium-6 scares me. But I will fight as hard as I possibly can. As I mentioned, it's a grassroots effort, and I just really need your support. And that's about it. Just let's have fun. This kickoff is just about getting excited that we have an election again. We haven't had an election in about 10 years. The city has become way too complacent, and we need to make some changes, and I want to be that voice for you guys. So party on, have a good time, and thank you, everybody.